But
Hello and good evening, people. Good evening, everyone. Okay, who have joined in. All right. So, quick confirmation: you guys can see the screen and hear me pretty clearly. Okay, if you can just put on the chat section. Okay, can I have some messages there? Put a quick yes. People who are there, you guys can put a quick yes. Everyone. All right. Sarthak, Atharva. Great. Pratik. All right. Good one, guys. Okay. Thanks a lot. So now CAT is done. Okay, we had a series of sessions. Okay, wherein we spoke about different strategies of CAT. Okay, CAT final movement sessions. Okay, all of that is done, and now CAT is done. Okay, now we are expecting the answer key. Okay, in a few days. And so now whatever has happened with cat has happened. Okay, so let's not talk about it, that cat acha tha bura tha, what happened with cat. Okay, it's done. Okay, now whatever comes, okay, based on that we'll look at the other options. However, at this point of time, okay, at this point of time, you have a lot of other exams which is there in front of us. Okay, and which has got equally good opportunities, okay, to get into the top colleges. So let us focus on that. Okay, so in the month of December, what we have planned for you guys. Okay, let me share that very clearly. Okay, so we have these two exams, which is important. Okay, we have already had a session. Okay, a series of sessions that we have kept on NMAT. So now this month we are going to majorly focus on SNAP. You're going to also have some sessions coming on ZAT decision making and all that. Okay, that is going to happen, and all of this we are going to complete before 15th itself. So those that is in the first week of first Sunday of the year, but we'll keep all these sessions. Okay, in the coming few days before 15th. Okay, you will have all of this. So now talking specifically about Snap. Okay, so we have got a total of 4 days of intensive workshop. Okay, that we have planned here. Now, today, what we have in plan, if I just share the overall plan of the 4 days. Okay, so this is what you see. Okay, it's a 4 day intensive Snap workshop that we have kept. Okay, we know that Snap pattern has changed. Okay, just like many other exams this year, because of the COVID impact, Snap exam has also changed the pattern. And in fact, this is one of those exams, okay, wherein the pattern, or rather the time duration, is, I think, the least. Okay, it's just a 1 hour exam. So you have just 1 hour exam, okay, in which you have all the three sections. And definitely, when it's a 1 hour exam, okay, that means the overall the mental stress that someone goes through during an exam, or rather the pressure that someone is there, okay, for those 2 hours or 3 hours of exam, that is not going to be there. It's just very small 1 hour exam. So that's actually an advantage. Okay, so the plan that you see, okay, today we have a Snap Jam session, okay, that we have kept. Okay, overall we'll be discussing about the overall strategy, okay, the entire 2 weeks of detailed plan, okay, of how to prepare, what to prepare, under which topic, okay, what all things, under which section, what all things that you need to work on. Okay, and then we have 3 specific days, okay, starting from tomorrow onwards, okay, wherein we are going to work on cons, DI, DS. Okay, marathon is there tomorrow itself. Okay, there's going to be 8 p.m. tomorrow. 7th, again, we have no separate session on the reasoning part. Now, Snap actually focuses. Okay, the you must have seen this. The name of the section is not just called logical reasoning; it is analytical and logical reasoning. And there's a specific reason why they use the word analytical reasoning there, because a lot of question comes from the number based reasoning. Okay, so we're going to look at those specific type of questions as well. Okay, on 7th of December, we're going to look at that. All right. Hello. Okay, hello everyone. Okay, people have joined in. Yes. Okay, and 8th is where we have the verbal marathon. Now, Snap focuses a lot in terms of grammar. Okay, in terms of vocabulary. Okay, you have those kind of specific questions, okay, that comes in Snap. So we're going to look at that as well. So firstly, on this note, I would want to tell each one of you guys here, okay, that make sure that you are a part of the overall 4 day intensive workshop. Okay, so that so the sessions will be for how much time? And every day 8 p.m. Yes, okay, Mr. AH, it is going to be every day at 8 p.m. Okay. Today we have the overall strategy session, okay, which might, which will go for somewhere around 70 minutes. Okay, close to around 70 minutes is what we have overall today, so that you get a very clear picture of what you're supposed to do in the coming days. Okay, from tomorrow onwards, we'll have a proper 2 hour session. Okay, so 6th, 7th, 8th. Okay, these sessions are going to be 8 to 10 p.m. Okay, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So that's about it. Okay, and I hope, okay, I've given an overall clarity of what all things are going to be covered in these 4 days. All right. So be a part of it. Okay, share it with your friends. Okay, and these things are no, these things that the session that we are having, okay, these are not on YouTube live. Okay, these are kept separately. So students who want to attend this, okay, will have to attend these sessions separately. Okay, so make sure that you're joining this. Okay, make sure you're joining this. Okay, share it with your friends. Okay, so that more and more people can benefit from it. Ab cat mein jo hua, that is done. Okay, now that we have time in hand to improvise on the further things, so let us have the best of these opportunity that we have in hand. Okay, crack Snap exam here. Okay, then let's focus on ZAT, let's focus on CMAT, and we're going to work on each of these exams, separately, and till everything in detail. Okay, is what we're going to do. So that's why be a part of it. Okay, till the very end, so that you get the overall benefit. Now, what we thought of is, when we keep this session of Snap Jam, okay, basically the way we plan it is, the very first day we have students coming in from SCM HRD, who have themselves cracked these exam, okay, just a year ago. All right, so these students are the best students to first guide you, okay, with regards to what was their experience, okay, and also how they prepared, and they will tell you certain techniques. Okay, they'll teach you basically certain techniques which they applied to get a 98 or a 99 percentile in Snap exam. All right, so for that we have two students from SCM HRD. Okay, we have Ketan Sharma. Okay, and we also have Aditya here. Okay, so let me quickly, just a minute. Okay, I'll have to unmute them. So before, By the way, Ketan, I can see you. You're looking quite good there with the background MBA Jam. All right, just a minute. Uh, yeah, all right. So Ketan Sharma, yes, I could find you. All right, Ketan, you can. I guess you can unmute yourself.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, I think you are.
Okay. Sir, Aditya Nair is also with me here.
I have a okay, Aditya Nair. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So you are the host now, Ketan.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
we have the access to. Yeah, you can make him co-host.
Sure.
So
Okay.
before
So,
Ketan, okay,
hmm,
before we get into the more details, okay, I would want to have a quick response from students with regards to their expectation. Okay, that what because we already have certain things planned at our end. Okay, what we're going to cover up in the next 4 days, including today's. Okay, MBAP 01, sir, your voice is low. Okay, I hope others are able to hear me. People other than Abhishek, you are you guys able to hear me very clearly? Loud and clear. Okay, Anish says loud and clear. Thanks a lot. Okay, Abhishek, you can just check the connection at your end. All right. Meanwhile, what I would want, guys, okay, people who are there, okay, all the students, okay, and this I'm addressing to all the students that whatever you have expectation for, that you have, okay, please put in that in the comment section so that by any chance if there's something that we have missed, okay, in the 4 day plan that we already made, at least we can add that. Okay, so and I think this session particularly where we have Ketan and Aditya Nair, okay, students from SCMHRD right away, students have cracked Snap, okay, just a year ago. They are going to be obviously the from the horse's mouth, okay, where they have recently cracked it. Okay, we being faculties, we give exam every year, but someone who has just cracked and got into college, okay, they are going to be the right person to give you the student perspective because now we would come with our own experience of giving Snap every year that we give. Okay, so our experience of Snap is going to be definitely different from what a student gives. So that's why I would also want you guys to put in those expectations that you have, okay, and be very vocal about your questions, okay, your concerns, okay, and make sure that you get it addressed, okay, from Ketan and Aditya in today's session. All right, over to you, Ketan.
yes, sir. So, hello, welcome, everyone. I'll just be presenting my screen. Sir, will you stop presenting? Okay. Just a minute. Think Aditya.
Yeah, yeah. I can unmute myself now. Yeah.
Okay, so Aditya, you can just. I'm sharing the PPT now. Yes. So, welcome to MBA Jam with SMHRD. This is season 13 of our workshops, which we do every year. Last year, we used to do it physically, going city by city, jamming with students in the auditoriums, in the amphitheaters, everywhere we meet. But this time it's virtual, so we are reaching out to more and more students via this virtual medium. So, my name is Ketan Sharma, as you all must have known now, and I'm pursuing marketing from SMHRD, and I have completed my BSc from Delhi University.
Hello, my name is Aditya. I'm also pursuing marketing at SCMHRD, and all I completed my engineering just the last year, and I'm also a fresher. And now I'll be taking the session ahead. Okay, the next slide.
Yes.
We are really pumped to be here, and let me start off by setting some general guidelines for the SNAP 2020 exam. So the SNAP 2020 exam basically consists of 60 questions for 60 minutes. So for every correct answer that you get, this you'll be awarded 1 mark, and for every wrong answer, 0.25 marks will be reduced. The test will be on 20th December, 6th Jan, and 9th Jan, out of which you can attempt twice, which you already know. And the time slots are from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The question There's 15 questions for the general English section, 20 questions for the qualitative section, and 25 questions for the analytical and logical reasoning section. So, from the PPT itself, today the Snap admit card goes live. Tomorrow, and the Snap online test slots are from 20 December, 6 Jan, and 9 Jan, as I already mentioned. The last date to register for SCMHRD would be 7 January 2021. So look out for the same and fill it up if you've not already. The results will be announced on 22nd of January 2021, and the GPIVAT process will be somewhere in the February of 2021.
Yes, so Aditya, just a second. There are some questions regarding minimum score and academic weightage. And we are just coming to the session. We have made it such that we are talking about SNAP first, then the
Yes.
G Pivot, and then the college and specialization. And in between, we have given some quiz questions also, where we'll be giving you gift vouchers. So please be tuned.
Yes, we'll have a proper Q&A session at the end of the whole PPT. So tune in for that. So let's start with a small quiz for all of you, just to get yourself warmed up. So this is a first quiz in our PPT, and the difficulty level, as you already see, is pretty low. So let's go ahead and start the quiz. Ketan?
Okay, so before that, I would just like to mention some basic rules that the person who will be like, there are three questions in the next slide. You have to give the correct answers for all the three questions. The person who gives the correct answer for all the three questions first will be declared as winner, and we'll be getting in touch with him, and then we'll be sending him the gift vouchers from our side.
And for
So
answering the
yeah.
questions, just type in the option. So if there are three questions, so option A, B, C, for example, if you are answering for question A, for question one, just if its option is A, just type in A, and similarly enough for the other questions as well. So yeah, in that format. So yeah, Ketan, let's go ahead with the
Okay,
question.
so let's start. And you have to answer in the chat box.
Just put in the answers A, B, C, or whatever the sequence is of your answer. Together, Navin, together.
All the three questions together, please.
All the three question options together.
Okay, so from the responses, I see Aditya. I think the someone who's called AH has given the correct answer for all three already. Aditya, you are on mute.
Really sorry for that. AH, if you could just at the end of the session, we'll ask you for the email and mobile number. So please stay in the session till the end. Yeah, thank you. So let's go ahead with the questionnaire. The correct answers are, as you know, D, A, B.
D. Yeah, the for the first question it is D. Second question it is A.
A,
The third question it is B
yeah.
option. So AH, you can just send your email ID to Aditya uh,
At the
on
end of the
the
session.
on
Yeah.
the chat
Or-
box itself either.
Yeah, that will also work.
Okay, so let's get started now. Okay, there are a lot of other options as well. So you are preparing for Snap, we guess. That's great.
This is pretty
Snap
close. Like
audience,
people are, solving the questions really fast. So we are very happy to see that.
right? Okay.
Chalo, let's go ahead.
So yeah, now If we talk about the general English, now Aditya has already mentioned that only 15 questions are there. So it's a less part. But what happens in Snap is that as the time is very less, and the questions in general English actually comes like there are not a lot of RCs. We are expecting like just two RCs maybe in this paper out of 15 questions, just two RCs, like making like six questions in total for RCs. Other than that, there are vocabulary questions, verbal analogies, synonyms and antonyms, parajumble, sentence correction. These like the grammar questions, fill-ups. So these are the questions which you can do it in like when you see and read the question, you know either you know the answer or don't know the answer. So you have that advantage here. So these are just the sitters which you have to attempt at the first sight and first go. So please take care of that. And while attempting mocks, make sure that you are making your strategy as such that you are not leaving such questions, such sitter questions. And then if when we talk about RCs, we talk about reading newspapers, we talk about reading editorials. One thing I'd like to add here is that the RCs in the SNAP exam are not very lengthy, although we cannot predict as to how the question paper would be this time. But the questions would be majorly the fact-based question and direct questions, which you get through like the answers are itself there in the passage itself, and you don't have to like memorize a lot of things from the passage, unlike cat which have inference based questions of lot. Now to study grammar and all, I think editorials, if you are regularly reading editorials, you are done with the grammar thing also. But make sure that you're reading from only best newspapers like the Hindu or the Indian Express. Other than that, there are a lot of grammar mistakes in the other newspapers. So please be very sure of that you're reading the best of the best newspapers. Apart from that, there are figure of speech questions, subject verb agreement, and there are like tones of the passage. So I would recommend that tones of the passage you should know. So if you don't know all the tones of the passage, just Google it like the tones of the passage, or you may be having some kind of material with you. Just make sure that you know that, because in some of the RC questions there is a direct question that what is the tone of the passage. So it is basically a vocabulary question as well, because if you are not knowing the answer, like the meaning of that tone, then you cannot actually guess the right answer. And then vocabulary, we suggest that you read word par made easy. It's just 2 weeks left for Snap, and for people who are giving on 6th or 9th, they have 1 month to for Snap. So we would suggest that you read word par made easy so that you get some root words, and when you see that root coming in the question paper, you will be getting more confidence that you can correctly do that answer, and you are gaining 1 mark out of your attempt. Yes. So apart from that, coming to the analytical and logical reasoning. So this section would be the highest fetching, the highest, which have the highest number of questions in this time. This time, out of 60, there are 25 questions. And in as sir also mentioned that analytical and logical reasoning is there in Snap. So in these, most of the questions are like not caselets but a singlets. For example, sequence and series questions, syllogisms, clocks and scheduling, blood relation questions. So these questions appear in this analytical reasoning part. Can you guys also tell what type of question coming Snap frequently in verbal section? Yes, so as I mentioned, I'll just go back to the slide. Verbal section, it is basically made up of like only 15 questions are there this time. So verbal, you get these vocabulary part, grammar questions, sentence correction, parajumbles, and idioms and proverbs. So these are the like if we talk from if we learn from the previous trends of Snap papers. Now, like if I talk about the analytical and logical reasoning part, and some of the things you should keep in mind is that you draw a logical diagram. For example, blood relation questions are a sitter when you draw a diagram, but you should be very thorough with your diagram making skills. For example, you should be like referencing, for example, male and female. You should know who is a male and who is a female, and also don't confuse genders with the names. Even if it is written Sita is going with Raman or anything like that, so don't assume that Sita is a female. Just go with the logic that is given in the question, and do not make assumptions again. then solve puzzles and brain teasers to actually stimulate your mind. I would say when I was doing my snap exam, I used to do a lot of sudokus to actually speed up my logical and analytical reasoning, so that whenever like before starting the logical reasoning practice, I would do two or three sudokus, so that I am on the tip of, like my mind is functioning well. That's how I used to prepare, and then give as many mock tests as possible and analyze the situation solution. So that's a general tip which we'll be talking later also. Now coming to the quant section, again 20 questions from quant. A large chunk of Snap exam is based on quant, and in this we also have the data interpretation sets. For example, data interpretation will not be in the reasoning section, but it will be included in the quants part. So in the quants, in the data interpretation, within the quant section, you have pie charts, line graphs, bar graphs. Basically, questions are easy, but the calculation is tough. So you should be thorough with the approximations. So for that, we recommend that you learn or revise. Like if even if you have not learn those things, like for example tables, squares, cubes, so start with today itself, write them down in a note or a paper and stick it in front of them, in front of you, and start reading them daily. Within 14 days, I'm sure that you will be able to regain a lot of shortcuts to the calculations part.
In addition
Yeah.
to in addition to what Ketan just mentioned, I'll also ask you guys to memorize the fraction to decimal conversion as well, because that is also helpful during the snap. Yeah.
Okay, so one more question: how much time should be invested on RC? Again, we don't know how the difficulty level of the paper is on that day. So we cannot tell how much to invest. See, the thing is that you should know what are your strengths, and you should be able to adapt to the difficulty level of the paper. And that you will be able to do only when you are giving mocks. So in this 14 day, you should give at least 5 to 7 mocks of Snap and then analyze them. Check whether you are doing RC questions correct, whether you are doing verbal questions correct, whether you are doing more of time speed distance wrong. So that's how you determine your strengths and weaknesses, and that's how you actually take decisions during the day. So that you should have a knowledge about yourself that you are not good with RC, so you will be investing lesser time on that. And not that you should not be hardwired that I will be investing lesser time. Maybe it happens that verbal questions are hard and RC questions are easy. So please be very sure that it is a very dynamic nature of paper and it can only be identified by you. So go with an open mind and sit with a relaxed concentration, so that you are open to any challenge and you will be able to do a lot of other good questions. Okay, so we'll take some questions. How to improve vocabulary? Yes, I think for vocabulary, we mentioned a book which is called as The Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. It is the easiest book to actually learn vocabulary. I also started with that itself. And also, if you are continuously reading editorials, continuously reading new and new articles, like for example, from any magazine or from international newspapers, you can pick one or two, from the New York Times or Guardian. So if you can just read the international news, you'll get a lot of new vocab. And also, I would say read from the different kind of sections. For example, read one from economics, read one from political. So there are a lot of terminologies used there which you can be familiar with. And then any tips for solving DS question? Like data sufficiency questions, again, the tip is to practice more. Other than that, like when you practice more, you'll get familiar with them. Familiarity is the key to success in Snap exam. If you see a question is familiar with you, so you should attempt it first. That's the only thing. And other than that, I think data sufficiency questions can be like read the instructions very carefully, because that can be confusing sometimes. Like the options A, B, C, D, uh, they say to pick up.
I'll just add one more point to what Ketan just mentioned. Um, in sufficiency questions, you should, if you're not getting the question right, just go through it a couple of more times, because I find it working for me better when I go through the question multiple times and I'm able to connect the dots later on. So just uh, if you're not able to connect the dots, read it once again. You'll probably be able to solve it the second time.
Yes. So there is one more question. What's the expected cutoff marks from the 60? Any tips for controlling the negative marks? Any solution or control point suggest us? Aditya would like to take that.
uh, the expected cutoff from 60 marks, it's difficult to tell you today, because even for us it's very difficult. Actually, the snap paper is actually set by SIU, which is completely different from SCMHRD. So it is completely up to them, but also what it is also up to the students. So depending on the performance, it will matter. What I'll suggest to everyone is to gauge on that day, the day of the exam, whether or not the paper is easy or hard, and not to set a target according to mass marks, but according to the students with you. So if it's a easy paper, target for more questions and better marks. That is the best strategy to go by.
Yes. So yeah. Yes. Apart from that, there is next question that from within 15 days, how many frequent mocks we should take? So, as I already suggested that you should go for 5 to 7 mocks, like every second day you can, but also depends on the level of preparation you have. If you have a better level of preparation, then you can give more mocks, or you can just stick to make sure that you are revising all the things which you have done, because this last 14 days are for consolidation. You have to consolidate everything which you have studied in the last 2 3 months of your preparation, or if you're doing for cat, maybe more than 2 3 months. So that's how you prepare for an exam. Because now, right now, if you take up a new topic, completely new topic, then you may be in panic that you are not able to understand them. And the topics like arithmetic you may be good with, so you may be in panic and you may get wrong those questions which you have already studied. So we suggest that you give 5 to 7 mocks, every second day a mock, because now the mock is also very short, like only 60 minutes. You have 60 minutes, 60 questions, and to analyze them you will take around max 2 hours or 3 hours to analyze them. Like, look at the topics which you are doing wrong. Every mock has an analysis section where you see what kind of what every question, like which topic was there for what question. So you make an Excel sheet, or you make a rough note in your notebook that from time speed distance I am doing three, but I'm getting only one right. So either you can choose to uh, strengthen this topic by preparing, like by going through the basics and going through the examples once again the next day, and then on the third day you give the mock again, or on the fourth day you give the mock again, to check whether the preparation you did, the revision you did, helped you or not. So that is how I would say you should go. And any recommended specific test series, I think every snap series has mock questions which are based on the previous trends. So according to me, I may not be able to right now give you any recommended test series. That's only of faculties or anything. Anyone, if you have any mentor, you should ask from them. But otherwise, Snap last 10 years paper, which you will be getting on the internet, those are, I think, sufficient for you to actually gauge what type of questions Snap is giving and what type you can expect. Now, again, it
Yeah,
is an expectation.
totally. And talking about tests, definitely online tests are a plus point to anyone who takes them up, because online exams have solutions as well, which may be different from the approach that you are currently using. So if you are taking up an online test, it is definitely great. And keep in mind to take up the new topics as well, learn the new topics, because there is a lot of different topics compared to what you might have studied in CAT. So for example, this input output, the syllogisms, these are the topics that you need to be, although you need to be thorough with them, although you might not practice a lot, but you need to be thorough for the exam day prep.
Yes. So, yeah. After this, we have one more quiz, like the quiz two, and it will be of medium difficulty level. Before that, I'll take just a few more questions. Will there be
I'll take
normalization?
I'll
No,
take that
they.
question, Ketan.
Huh? Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take that question. Yeah.
Okay, okay, sure.
Yeah, Aman. So basically, there's no normalization. All this, all the scores will be actually counted. There's no sectional cutoff. So basically, you should attempt for the quiz or the section which you are comfortable with. And because there's no normalization, just go ahead with the strong areas.
Yes, so according to SIU, we have not received any official document regarding the normalization part. It is only mentioned that the best of two scores, if you are attempting twice, will be taken for the final percentile consideration. That's the only thing you should keep in mind. Apart from that, my mocks are scores are 20 to 25. Naveen, I don't know if you should not take mock scores to your heart. It is just representing like what on it is a basis on what you can improve. So check whether in 2020 to 25 what are the type of questions you are getting right and what are the type of questions you are getting wrong, right? Yes. Before quiz 2, I would like to yeah, Aditya, can you please float the attendance form?
So
We also
I'll
have.
yeah.
Yes, so we'll be distributing our ready reckoner, which will be having important formulas, and there we have also designed a mock paper for you guys. So that ready reckoner will be emailed to you by the college authorities, and for that we'll need your attendance. So please mark your attendance on that Google form, which will be floating right now.
I've floated it.
Yes. So once we are done, please yeah, let us know. Just we will be
Guys, just go ahead and fill the form. It won't take much time. And till then, we'll just give
take
other
more
instructions
questions.
as well. Huh, and questions. Yeah.
You forgot to give any tips regarding negative marks. How to control at the time of exam. Yes, so Naveen,
Acha.
negative marking is actually on your hand because uh, it's again if you are playing on your strengths, like you cannot be 100% sure that there will be no negative marks because somewhere or somehow you may make a mistake. So that's okay, but we try to maximize our score by doing only those questions which we know for sure that are correct, and when we know for sure that this question is correct or I have a confidence in doing those type of questions, then only I attempt them. So try to make sure that accuracy is high in the paper. And also if you are finding it difficult, if you're finding some questions difficult, then please leave the question, because it may be so that the question is actually hard, and everyone else is also not being able to do it. So it is a time game. If you save your time and do easy questions first, you will be in a better position. Now there is a question from Aditya. TSD and TW questions, will it come in LR section or quant section? Basically the time, speed, distance and time and work questions will be in the quant. Yeah, in the quant section itself. Okay. Provide any tips for increased speed in quants and LR. Again, if you are thinking that you are able to solve the questions, but you are not able to solve the question within 1 or 1.5 minutes, do not think that you need a lot of speed, because maybe even if the 60 minutes 60 questions, maybe the question paper is such that the everyone is doing only 40 questions, or everyone is able to do only 35 questions. So in that game you have more than 1 minute to solve a question and more than 1 minute to get a correct answer. You only get a 1 mark when you have correct answers, so please make sure that you are going for correct answers only. And
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, I'll just add on to this. There'll be questions that are going to be very difficult. Yeah, I mean difficult than most questions. There are going to be questions that are going to be easy. So you need to solve the questions that best suit you and are easier compared to all other questions. That is the only way you can save up time and maximize your output.
Okay, so we hope you have filled and marked your attendance, and then I'm just starting the quiz too. Whoever will be giving all the three answers correct will be the winner. Okay, let's start. And other questions we will be picking up after that. Okay, so we have one answer, BCC, and no. CBD, no. Okay, more. You guys are fast. It was only just 30 or I think 45 seconds, and people have given all the three answers. Hmm. Okay, no one yet. Yes, so we have our winner for the quiz too, and it's okay, okay. It's Akshat T. So Akshat, congratulations, and please send your email ID on a direct message to Aditya. We'll
Yeah.
be recording and getting in touch with you for your gift voucher. Okay,
I'll also request AH to send
thank you.
his or her email
Age.
and phone number as well.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
we'll
good.
move ahead with the presentation now.
Yeah, I'll carry forward with a 14-day prep strategy that you can take up. So the 14-day prep strategy would start first off with a snap mindset. You need to forget everything that happened to you in CAT and know that Snap is completely different. Snap is a speed based test and it needs agility on your part. So basically, first, getting into the SAP mindset, know that you can't get stuck to a lot of questions. So for the same, practice a lot of mocks. Be cognizant of the topics. As I already mentioned, the topics are completely different from the CAT topics. So you need to know what topics are different and learn up on as much of those as possible. Analyze mocks thoroughly because basically, especially when it comes to online mock analysis, you'll get to know a lot of new strategies which will help you in the future during the SNAP exam. On the other hand, there's also uh, physically and mentally strategies that you need to adhere to. First, eat healthy. Like for the next 14 days, keep away from all kinds of junk food. This will actually help you increase your focus during the exam. Practice timing. You need to, look at a question and know how much time you will take to solve that question. This is probably this is probably one a factor that helped me crack Snap. I was able to uh, understand the time taken to solve a particular question, and I was able to select questions according to the same. So yeah, definitely learn on the same. And finally, the quota factory strategy, which I applied myself during the exam, uh, 14 days before the exam, start to set for the time of 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., which is actually the time slot for the snap exams. And from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., only solve mocks or analyze quizzes, or analyze mocks or study something or the else, and stay completely focused. What it will do is, on the day of the mock exam itself, you'll not you'll be able to concentrate much more on the exam because you're already prepared to be completely focused from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. That is the quota factory strategy that we propose to you to look carry for the next 14 days, and even after that, till both of your slots are complete. The next slide, Ketan. The D-Day strategy, we'll just go through this really fast. Ask him through all the questions. It is very important, as you already know. It will help you sort the easy and the hard questions. E2H strategy is basically solve the easy ones first and then move to the hard ones for later. Start with your strong areas, obviously. Avoid using calculators because Snap doesn't have calculators. Instead, use mental maths for the same. Take benefit of the no sectional cutoff because if you're basically, because as there is no sectional cutoff, play to your strengths, and save up on time and use it for other sections where you can actually score. Next slide, Ketan. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about SCMHRD now. We are from SCMHRD. SCMHRD is a premier institute honing world-class leaders and entrepreneurs from 1993. For over 27 years, SCMHRD has played a key role in a lot of institutions and across a lot of sectors. SCMHRD, although is known for HR, but it is competent in all other specializations as well. At a year earlier, we were also accredited with the AACSB accreditation, which is basically accredited only to 14 colleges in India, and only 5% of the colleges across the world have gotten accredited with the same. This actually, shows how competent and how world class leadership comes, is formed at SCMHRD. Apart from the academic excellence, we also take part in a lot of other things as well, especially the technical side as well as the entrepreneurship side of being a manager and having a managerial career. Next, this is basically our infrastructure. We have an indoor swimming pool. We have a auditorium with a capacity of over 300 people. We have our own indoor gymnasium, a huge library with a lot of books, and finally, in our own campus hostels as well. So, for MBA, we have four specializations. One is sales and marketing, human resource management, operations, and finance. Although SCMHRD is known for HR, sales and marketing, finance, and operations are no behind, which you'll definitely see in our placement stats later. These are one of the premier institutes, as SCMHRD is one of the top 20 colleges in India. All our specializations are the best in the country, and students coming here are no less than the best in the country. So you need to, it's a real fight for, getting into SCMHRD and getting into these specializations.
Yes. So taking it forward, I think while registering for SNAP and choosing the colleges, you must have seen three programs that SMHRD is offering. One is the MBA, under which we have the all the specializations which you can take after getting into SMHRD. Other two are the niche programs like the MBA in Business Analytics and MBA in Infrastructure Development and Management. So these are technical courses focusing on the requirements of the industry per se, and also taught with a technical mindset as well as the managerial roles. So the person who is pursuing business analytics will also go through the courses like finance and marketing, operations, HR, and will also have the technical knowledge of softwares like R language, Python, data visualization softwares like Tableau, SPSS, research, and SAS softwares. So that's how the program is designed. And the eligibility for business analytics course at SCMHRD is that you should have a minimum of 24 years, 24 months of work experience till May 31st, 2021. So if you are completing your 24 months of work by 2021 May 31st, you can, and if you have a knack to get into the business analytics sector, as it is already booming, and because of COVID it has already exceeded its timeline. So the advancement in business analytics is at a pace, and a lot of companies are hiring for business analytics. So you can apply for this course. And when it comes to the MBA in infrastructure development, you are go again. It is a managerial role as well as a technical role, where you get to know a lot about, where you get to read about the infrastructure planning and development, consulting, tendering, bidding, contracting, feasibility management, risk management. All these type of subjects are included in this, as well as the other common subjects, for example marketing of infrastructure project and all those type of things. So that's the course in a nutshell. And if yes, so what is the minimum percentile? Again, minimum percentile, it depends on year to yearly basis. For the past trends, we have seen that the percentile goes on the higher side of 95, 97 percentile for SMHRD. And then also, uh, if we talk about the 2021 batch, college will start as online or offline. So that's a question which we are not able to answer as of now, because totally depends on the restrictions made by the government. So if the government is allowing the colleges to open, then definitely you guys will have an offline induction in the college. Otherwise, we all are on the same boat as of now. And we talk about the what exactly do we need to word in word power made easy. I think it has chapters. So as far as I remember till last year, it has chapters like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The starting chapters are easy, and then it gets a little difficult. So in this 14 days, I think you can complete those chapters. Read 3 or 4 chapters per day, and make sure that you read it in morning and revise it in evening. Or if you are reading it in evening, then revise it in morning. So when you revise, and you also be cognizant of the words that you have read today. If I have read some words, then I should be cognizant that when I'm reading any editorial or when I'm reading any RC, so if that word is coming, then I'm thinking that this word I have read and this is the meaning of that word. That's how you regain that word and regain the meaning of the words easily. Coming to the next slide, uh, if we talk about the placements, so we have almost like the average package for HR and marketing is almost same, like 17 lakhs per annum, 16.3 lakhs per annum. For finance, it is 14.1, and operations, we have 13.2. For business analytics, 14.8. So for business analytics and infrastructure development, it is on the lesser side, but the ROI on the courses is very good. Yes. So moving ahead, we'll take other questions. What were your scores and percentiles in the Snap? We cannot actually share with you the scores, but the percentile I scored in Snap 2019 was 98.94 percentile. And Aditya,
Yeah, I scored 98.24 percentile.
right? So that was about our journey of Snap. And when it comes to the recruiters, all the legacy recruiters like Amazon, HUL, ITC, L'Oreal, all the companies which are bigger in the league, and all the corporates, MNCs have reached out to SMHRD for the summer internships as well as the final placements. And also the alumni base of SMHRD is such that most of the HRs and most of the people who are at the CXO positions come to SMHRD for guest lectures, for giving us leadership talks, for giving us guidance during our interviews or during our placement processes. So that makes us very unique in the pedagogy and in the course structure and the exposure that we get. Now, coming to the illustrious alumni, if you can see, there are a lot of alumni who have started their own ventures. For example, the CEO of Magic Bricks is from the SMHRD. And then we have Vineet Patnisar, who is the advisor and investor of global corporations. And then we have a lot of people who are managing MD of KPMG Corporate Finance. So these are some of the alumni. And when we talk about the achievements, so a B school is actually a bundle of opportunities. If you are getting into a B school, make sure that you have a lot of opportunities at your hand. Because if you are not having the opportunities, you will not be able to explore and expose yourself to the kind of MBA rigor that is needed. And hence, SMHRD is open to such corporate competitions for which even new IIMs and baby IIMs are not eligible. For example, the HUL Lime, Godrej Loud. These are the competitions which are only hosted at SCMHRD. Like these companies have a particular set of institutes which can participate in them, and SMHRD is one of the youngest B school to be in that pool of B schools, top B schools. Yes, so we are reached to, before that we'll be taking questions, and also we have reached our time. So yes, let me just check. Aditya, you have anything to add, please?
Um,
Yes.
Guys, please feel free to talk to us about our MBA life, specializations, experience, anything, because we're here to talk to you about the same. So yeah, we expect you to interact as well. please feel free to unmute yourself if you can, or else ask the questions in the chat.
No, yeah, I'll just pick some questions and then we can do that. Please
Sure.
use the raise your hand option and we'll be point prompting to unmute. Now, do previous academic records matter in the final selection? SCMHRD or any institute in Symbiosis actually do not have any particular weightage to the academics or past academics, but it matters because when you go to the interview room, the interviewer is having your resume, and in that your marks are reflected. So you should be thorough with what all you have achieved, why your marks were low, why your marks were not consistent. So these are the type of questions which can be asked by the interviewer, and you should have a positive outlook and positive answer to that question, so that the interviewer is impressed. Because it also depends on your personality. It also depends on the kind of demonstration you are giving of yourself on the in front of the interview panel. Yes. So what is the experience in GDPI, guys? After SNAP exam, what your expected colleges? Yes. So Aditya, would you like to give your experience of the GDPI process?
Sure, sure. I'll go ahead and share my experience of the GDPI. So the GDPI in SCMHRD is actually called the GEPI VAT, which is basically for group exercise, PI, and writing ability test VAT. So the GE, group exercise would actually consist of a lot of an array of objectives, which can include probably a normal group discussion. It can include a group exercise, some kind of. It can vary according to the situation. So it is not very it is not sure ki what you'll get on that day, but yeah, these are some of the things that may happen to you. I got a normal GD, so I went for the same. It was a really good experience. We had a panel of 6 to 7 people. We were discussing on the same, and yeah, we had to the same way the normal GD goes. For the PI, I had two panelists, and we were talking to the same. It was a stress interview for me, and they were checking whether or not I'll break under stress, and I was almost sad at the end of the GD, but yeah, I did convert SCMHRD at the end. So it may vary. It totally varies according to the panelists, what kind of a PI they want to take. It can be a stress interview, it can be a factual interview, it can be something based on your background, your work ex, your college experience. It can be anything basically. Talking about the VAT, we are not sure that it will be conducted this year or not. Last year we had a VAT process. That VAT process basically consisted of uh, solving or writing an essay or something like that based on probably the topic that's given to you for the same. So yeah, that is our whole gist of GPI VAT process.
Oh, yeah. So talking about the next question, that business analytics need coding background. So definitely not. We have some of our peers who are in the business analytics course and they do not have anything. They did not have anything background related to coding or computer science as well. So because the course is such designed as such that they start with the basics of Excel, then the basics of your R language, then the basics of Python. You will have to, like, if you have a coding, then you may get like it will be easier for you to understand those subjects. But and it is not that you need require coding, because anywhere in the interview or anywhere in the process you will not be asked that you should be knowing coding or you should be knowing this type of formula, because that's the work of the faculty there, and also the industry experts which come at SMHRD to teach people, like the guest lecturers who come to SMHRD. They come with an industry experience and industry perspective, so they teach people, the students, with that kind of rigor and that kind of perspective. And also the case studies given to them are such that they automatically understand the scenario through by going through the discussions among their groups itself. Yes. So next question is it possible to have an average commerce grad to make it to SMHRD? Yes, definitely. I think myself, if I talk about myself, I am a science graduate and I'm an average graduate. I don't have very high acads as well. So that's it will not be any problem if you just clear the cutoff. The first aim should be to clear the cutoff and get a call for GDPI vet, GEPI vet. When you get a call, then you have to think about all these things. So I suppose that you should right now be focusing more on Snap and don't think about all these, because the first step is to getting a call, and that should be the only focus.
Yeah, just adding on to what Ketan just mentioned, it is not your acads, rather, how competent you are for a managerial position. That is what you checked in an interview. For example, Ketan is from a BSc background. I am from a BTech background. We are completely different people, but we are studying at the same college. So it is basically whether or not you'll be able to fit into the culture at SCMHRD, and whether or not you'll be able to take up a managerial position in the future. That is what they are looking at.
Yes. Next question is from uh, Anish. Your experience of online MBA till now. So that's a very great question to ask. Like, if I talk about my experience, and I think Aditya would share the same, that we have been constantly on our foot from the time we have been inducted into this course. So from August itself, we started with our induction process, and then we were prompted to go for the committee rounds, wherein we had a lot of GDs, a lot of group discussions, group exercises that stretched for a week. So after getting into these committees, because at SMHRD we have a lot of committees, for example, corporate relations, admissions and PR, media and PR, Samatwa, all these type of committees, they actually handle the work of SCMHRD, and everything is handled by the students. So it is a very important aspect of SCMHRD. Therefore, there is a rigorous process for that. And apart from that, we had almost 2 guest lectures we are having every week from the start of our course. And then we have the regular classes as well as the assignments we have. Then when it comes to the online, like, the setup is changed. If it was physical, then we would be meeting each other. But when it comes to online MBA, we are meeting each other on the call, like for example, Google Meet or Zoom. So mostly in the starting, we had a lot of like digital fatigue, but now we have made used to we have been used to it, and now it's very normal for us. And the day actually gets over without even knowing when it started and when it ended. So that's how we are doing. Aditya would like to add something.
Yeah, sure. So basically, if I had to, conclude the whole thing, all of the whole of my MBA day in a sentence, I'd say assignments, classes, competitions, and committee. These are the four things that, these are the core to any MBA aspect, because all four of these things are teaching you what a managerial position would look like to you in the future. So yeah, it's a lot of grit. It's a lot of, hard work that goes into it. Sometimes we sleep only for 4 to 5 hours, but yeah, it's an experience. And when you're doing it with a friend, it is much more easier, yeah, compared to if you were doing it alone. So those 240 people are going through the same thing, same hard work that you're doing. So it's a little bit, uh, the word for it is happiness, that everyone's going through the same thing, and you just go through it at the end of 2 years of MBA.
Yes, Abhishek, you want to ask a question? Please unmute. Hi, Abhishek. Abhishek Partani. Am I audible? Yes.
Ketan, I
Okay.
think you'll have to give him the rights.
I Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, he's written the question already. Early profile for marketing and a HR aspirant, work experience in family business. How this take it?
Abhishek, we don't understand, like, early profile. What do you mean?
I think he means whether or not one
Sir,
of
I'm
the.
audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Very good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Sir, firstly, the first very question is, sir, I am being the marketing aspirant for Symbiosis.
Hmm.
What early certificates or what early things should I have with me to be called a Symbiosis student? for SIBM or SCMHRD? The first question. Second question is, sir, I have a family business and I have a work ex of 18 months and 2 years, like I'm being with my father. So how could I explain it or Symbiosis take it as family business as an experience? And
Okay.
thirdly, it is like, sir, Symbiosis Bangalore, like SIBM Bangalore is better or SIIB is better for a marketing aspirant? Like SIBM Pune and SHMRD, they have the top list. Coming to the third position is like SIBM Bangalore or SIB. That is the three questions from my side.
Okay, then I'll just go ahead and take that question
Yeah.
up. So talking about the early profile for whether or not the WorkX is important for marketing or HR aspirant, whether or not you'll need a certificate, it is not necessary, because it's not, as I already mentioned, it's not the certificate that matters. It's actually your experiences throughout your career, your undergrads, your WorkX that you already had. Whether or not you'll be able to relate that to a dream of getting into a marketing specialization. That is what is important, because talking about myself, I was an engineer. I have no certificates which are directly related to marketing in any way, but I related it to how I was participating in a lot of events. I was bringing in sponsorships, or if I was in entrepreneurial events. So these are things that you can talk about. So these are things I talked about. So you need to have a similar experience. Talking about work that you have with a family business, it's totally fine. We have a lot of people who have work in family business, but then again, you need to know how to relate it to the marketing specialization that you want to take. And finally, SIBM or SIIB, we can't actually comment on that, because these are all our sister colleges, and it is actually up to you whether or not you need to take one of those or not.
Like
Yeah.
we don't have much of the information, like
Yes.
the credible information that we can give to you, because we may maybe misguide you at this point of time.
Yeah. So it is totally up to you to
Yes.
take up a college.
Okay, so we'll be just like we are running short of time. We have the last and the third quiz. We have 35 participants. Let's do the last quiz here. And the difficulty level is a little higher on this one. Hope you guys will be able to do that. Let's begin. Okay, guys, what's this again? Some of you have replied BBB, DCB, DAB, DCD, BCB. None seems correct here.
No correct
Uh,
answers till now.
DAC, DBA, DAC, DCB, AAB, ACB, DDA, ABC, ABB.
Guys, just take your time and solve these questions.
DBC. a lot of you are writing the first answer as D. So yes, the first answer is D. So can anyone guess the other two? D, A, no. Yeah, no. Okay. Okay, yes, we have one correct answer. The first correct answer actually. It is from Hemant Reddy. Hemant, congratulations. Finally, we got the right answer. Hemant, please send a direct message to Aditya or me with your email ID, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so there are still DBC, DVD. Thank you everyone for joining in, and yes, we are done with our presentation, I think, and questions also we have taken. If you have any question regarding the process or the SCMHRD admissions, SCMHRD culture, and anything else, please ping us on any of the platforms wherever you feel comfortable. We all will be there to help you and guide you anywhere you need any guidance or any kind of clarity on the process. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. We hope you like the sessions.